Return of the Mac. Na 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 na. Return of the Mac. You remember that song, Mike?
No, but I'm
uh,
dancing to it, baby.
Way to be with it. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the show. This is episode 506 of the Two Dum Yinzers. Yeah, we're back, everybody. Woo! How you doing, Mike?
I've been better.
You
I
look like
still
you
have,
you look
I
like you
still have,
deflated. You look like you lost 300 pounds, dude.
I
Look at
feel like
you.
I wish I have.
My
I have
God.
no voice. I've been barely eating. It's going great.
I could tell. I could tell that you barely look at you. You're half a Mike. I can't even believe it.
A mini mic.
I gotta say, this is my favorite time of the year. I love getting sick because this is how I do my weight loss. A lot of people do they do diets, they exercise. See, I don't
Yeah.
play that game. I don't
No,
I don't
Ryan just gets sick.
I just get sick once a year. I lose a bunch of weight, and then I and then by that time next year, it's time to lose weight again. And that's just kind of been my system for about, I don't know, 35 years.
You know what? If it works, I'm not going to knock it.
It does. It works. That's how I keep my my boyish shape. My my boyish figure.
Your boyish figure.
Yeah. Great to be back, everybody. Of
I'm
course,
happy
last
to be
week
back.
we had to take a few days off. Mike is still not all the way back. You could hear
I
his
still can't talk.
he still sounds horsey, but what's most important is that I feel better. And
That's all that matters, right?
we're
Is that
here to
you're
do our
feeling
thing.
well.
I do want to say I don't know what Derpy has going on, but I don't think he's going to be here today. He should be back tomorrow. He did text a little bit ago and said he's not going to be here. Derpy. So, but you know what? Keep your head up, Mike, because he did say that he is going to check in on the board. So you may see him pop up at some point, and we will talk to him via that way. I'm not sure what his issue is.
Yeah, Derpy's on the board. I
Is
see
Derpy on the
him.
board?
I see him. Yeah, I finally refreshed the board and there he is.
That son of a bitch, you Derpy. What do you? I don't know what he's doing. I expect an excuse from your mother first thing tomorrow, and a doctor's excuse. I don't know what do you. I think he's at the pediatrician, Mike.
Are you sure he's not at the vet? It's our dog.
Oh yes, everybody, we are back. I'm glad to be back. It was weird not having. It was weird not doing the show every day.
It was. I didn't know what to do with myself. My kid was acting up the whole time, so I still had to talk
Yeah,
just as much as we were doing the show. And that's what's hurting my voice is my kid. I'm gonna blame my kid.
yeah, I'll blame him too. All right, there is Derpy on the board. Good morning, Derpy. Where are you? You fill me in. What's going on? Are you sick? What's
Going
going
on,
on with you?
Derpy? We're worried about you. I'm
I'm
worried about
I'm
you.
worried sick.
Me too. That's why I don't have a voice. I'm screaming out into the void for
I think
Derpy.
um Derby, it's because the pen's blowing almost another win. I can't make it. Derby, no, what's wrong with you? Come on.
Talk to us,
Share,
Derpy.
share with share talk
Share
to
with
us,
the
Derby,
class. This is a
because I do
safe
expect two
space.
different two different sources of excuses from you tomorrow from your mother.
Want him notarized
I
too.
want
We
to
got that
yeah,
shit
I want to
notarized,
notarize.
buddy.
Better not be forged by you. Guys, we're gonna go over some things today. We're gonna do a little catching up, a little bit from last week, of course, and then we're gonna talk about some more things, coming in through the weekend. But I do want to say this, guys. I don't remember if it was on this show or another show I did last week, but I mentioned at one point, I can't wait to see what the first big thing is going to be this year. And I suspect that this year is going to be crazy for a few reasons. Off the top, you have the elections in November for the president, and the last time 4 years ago got really crazy, and I could just you could feel the storm brewing because Trump's working his way back into it, and everybody's crazy now anyway. So I just expect that to be crazy. Also, we have on April 8th, we have this big eclipse that's catching everyone's attention. It's been talked about for 7 years since the last one that went across our country. And now this one is going to make an X over our country when it does, in fact, go across the skies
Gonna
over.
make an X.
It's gonna complete an X. Like the one in 2017 went from the
Oh yeah,
northwest
that's right. Yeah,
to the
yeah, yeah.
southeast. This one's going to be going from the southwest to the northeast, and and it's going to be an X that would make over a
Yeah.
country. So that has a lot of conspiracy theorists up in arms.
Can I
People
throw
were,
mine out real quick?
yeah,
DMX will rise from the grave and
you know,
unite the nation as it forms the X.
I like it. I like DMX.
I like DMX. DMX is going to bring us all together.
But the thing that where I was going with this, Mike, is what was going to be the first big story? Because a couple of years back in 2020, before the epidemic started, pandemic, whatever it's called, Kobe Bryant got killed early
Yeah.
that year, and people said, "Oh, what kind of year is this going to be?" Kobe
Switch
already
just went
died.
downhill after that.
So I was paying attention, close attention to what's going on in the world around us to see what the first big event's going to be. And I don't know if you could call it a big event, but last week when all the phones went out that one day, the AT&T and Cricket and this and that and the other,
Yeah.
I'm beginning to think that might have been the first event. And what I mean by event is just a big the big story. What's going to get everybody all up in arms, and what's going to be the first story this year? And I think that this one was it. I think that we did hit the first event. I don't know what to make entirely of what went down last week, and there's a lot of conflicting stories, but it's very interesting nonetheless. I think that was our first event, Mike. And if you're waiting for this year for the crazy shit to happen, which don't get me wrong, it's going to happen. Just wait. You just wait. There's no indication that it isn't going to be a weird, crazy year.
Oh yeah, and now the information is more and more at our fingertips. It seems you hear about everything now too, so nothing's going to slip through the cracks. Whereas before, big stories would have slipped through the cracks. Now, my God, they're all amplified all over the place. So
I almost liked it before. Yeah,
yeah,
don't get me
yeah.
wrong.
When you didn't know what the hell was going on, you're like,
When
it's so
ignorance
much
was
better.
bliss,
It is. It is.
I think that I might have enjoyed. Excuse me, like you think back to your high school days, and you just didn't have the worries. You weren't thinking of everything and anything
Yeah.
all at once. And I just think to myself, is this a good thing that's going on that we have going on, or are we just kind of leading ourselves down a bad path? But nonetheless, it's where we're heading, it's where we're going, so we're all in it together. Derpy, you have a
The
stomach,
solar flares.
you know, again, probably a thing for a whole different day, because I have all my theories and I have all the theories that everyone's saying, and I do have an opinion, but we have so much we got to catch up on, guys. Maybe later in the week we'll touch some conspiracy theories.
Oh hell yeah.
Derpy's got a stomach issue. He says he shit himself. Or wait, he is. My stomach has been crap the past few days, and that's the main excuse. All right, I still expect to get two
We
handwritten
want that
excuses.
noted. We want it notarized, Derpy. We
Yeah.
need it notarized.
I hope you feel better, man. It's going around. I don't envy you. Mine worked through every single part of my body. One day it was an ear, one day it was a head, one day it was a throat, one day it was my stomach. It just didn't seem like it was ever gonna. I thought, fuck, how many body parts do I have left?
Right? It's pretty soon it's gonna hit your spleen.
Yeah, that'll be the knockout blow. But I do. I feel bad. I'm about 98% better. I still have a little bit of a congestion, but you know what? Compared to what it was, I feel 100 times better. So, uh, everybody, welcome back.
Oh God. I think I'm gonna die on air.
That would be good for the show.
Just keep this show going. Just keep it going.
Because here's the thing: you're gonna die one day anyway. So I mean, if you're gonna
You know
do it,
what?
you might as well do it on the show.
For the show, baby. Like they
Yeah.
say over at PMS, for the brand, it's for the show over here. And me dying for the show.
Yeah.
If it's what's best for business, keep it going. I'll be like Owen Hart. I'll die. You just keep the show going.
I'll make sweatshirts with your body outline and say for the biz. Yeah. Let me start with some. Well, it's we got the combine.
Oh yeah.
Like the combine. All right, let's just get some of this. Let's get some of this in NFL stuff rolling. I got some NFL news through the past couple of weeks here.
Yep. A lot of NFL news.
Let's see. I want to start with the streaker. I want to start with the Super Bowl streaker guys. Kind of controversial. The Super Bowl streaker, if anybody remembers the guy that ran out on the field and partially streaked during the big game, it was a Las Vegas local who placed a prop bet that there would be a streaker. And by doing this and winning, he won $374,000. He had to pay a fine of $1,000 for running out on the field. To me, this is a win-win. And there's no sign yet, Mike. At first, I seen people commenting saying there's no way he could get this. That's almost like insider trading. You have
Yeah.
inside scoop before before it all goes down. But I haven't read anything, Mike. I heard he paid $1,000 fine and he is getting his $374,000.
Hey, you know what? More power to him. You know what? It would have been smarter to have someone place the bet for you, get a
Yes.
partner into it. That way, there's like really no trace back to you. But well done.
If
If the
he
bet stands, it might not, but if it does, that's easy. He's coming out ahead.
Absolutely. It's such a good idea. And when people say,
Yeah,
oh, that's crazy. But you know what? Nowadays, where we're at in the world, it's
you
not
got to do
so
what you got to
crazy.
do.
You got to do what you got to do. And if you could pull that off, as I said, he pays $1,000 fine for the actual, disrupting the game or whatnot. But $374,000 for crying out loud.
I'm all for it, man. I like the hustle.
So there you go. Hopefully he gets his money.
I hope he does. Hell yeah. Win one for the little guy.
Uh, UCLA hires Eric Bieniemy as their assistant head coach, Mike. Did you see this coming?
I did not see this coming. I did not see him going back to the college ranks, but it's just surprising that he was the hot commodity for how long now, and still can't get a job in the NFL.
Yes.
What the hell is going on there? And you know what? I don't blame him. Go back to UCLA. You're seeing a lot of coaches going from pros to college, and a lot of how the college landscape is now. Head coaches change their jobs just as much as kids are transferring schools. So why not? You might get a coaching job in college, and you know what? It might be better than might help him out in the long run. But it's just surprising why he cannot find a head coaching job in the NFL or an offensive coordinator job in the NFL.
I don't get it. There's got to be something. There's got to be something.
Yeah, because he's been the guy for years now that people wanted.
How can you be the guy that everyone wants for so long? Then you can't get a job. Then you end up back in
Yeah.
college. I don't know what to make of it.
And then you got people like Ron Rivera who keep recycling through the head coaching ranks, who
Right.
fail upwards their entire coaching career as a head coach, keep getting better and better jobs. But then this guy can't get a head coaching job. It's just weird.
I don't get it.
I don't. But you know what? Good luck to him.
As you said, Ron Rivera,
Yeah,
he'll have a job in the NFL again. I don't know what
yeah,
his status is at this very moment, but as you said, half of the he's coached half of the bottom feeding teams that are
yeah,
out there. He's been a Redskins
yeah.
coach. He's been the uh, Bears coach.
I think it was
So
like at the Commanders. He's down at the Panthers. He's been all over the place. But yeah, he keeps getting a job. The enemy, who people always say is a great offensive mind, can't find a coaching job in
maybe
the
he
NFL. Weird.
smells. Maybe he has an odor.
Maybe.
Some people just have these
Yeah,
stink.
what do you smell, man? It's no matter how good you are, people won't overlook that.
Yeah, people just generally don't want you around if you smell.
But no,
So
it's just
maybe
weird.
that is really the only thing that makes sense to me.
It's the only thing I can think of.
So we're gonna stick with that. As of right now, that's fact according to us.
It's the fact
Until
that
until
one of the greatest
somebody
offensive
could
minds stinks.
until somebody could come along and tell me otherwise. I'm going with that. I'm sticking with that. Eric Bieniemy has an odor issue. Cam Newton apparently gets into a fight at a youth football game in Atlanta over the weekend. Cam Newton, Mike, he really went from being something to being the guy that's getting into a fight at a youth
No,
football
no,
game.
no, no. Here he tried to break up the fight.
Trying to break it up.
Yeah, it was at his event that he puts on for the kids, and like another team's, like some adults started fighting. He tries to break it up, and then they all jump him, and he handled them all like he was still playing.
He's
So
a pro
he has
athlete.
like one guy holding here, punching another guy, grabbing another guy at the same time, and his hat did not move.
See, I gotta say, I didn't see this footage. Is there video out there?
There's video out there.
I
Yeah,
gotta
yeah.
check
He
this
he
out.
whooped some ass this weekend. He held those motherfuckers in line. Like he's like what 6'7", 270. Why are you trying to fight him?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
That goofy ass hat on that did not move. He whooped some ass.
Another player from his his era, another great player from his era, Richard Sherman. He was in the last I heard. He was still in custody following
Yeah.
an arrest for suspicion of DUI. I don't know what the deal was with him, Mike. I don't know why he was still I don't know why he was still in
Yeah,
custody.
that's weird.
But there you go, Richard
The only
Sherman.
thing I can think of is like, because you have the right to refuse the breathalyzer. Then now, if they're trying to extract, get him to get a blood sample, he can refuse that too. I don't know what's going on there, but yeah, for suspicion of DUI to be held that long, either he did something stupid, or he's fighting it and they're making it harder. It's but all it's like suspicion of DUI. You should not be held for that long for suspicion of DUI.
It's bizarre.
It
Yeah.
is.
So, I mean, we'll be hopefully hearing more about that and trying to
Yeah,
figure out
and
what
like
in the hell's going on.
yeah, like, and that's like the first time you ever hear of him being in trouble with the law. So it's weird.
Derpy says no, it was an old video. I guess he's referring to the Cam Newton. See, Derpy.
But I just saw that.
Wait, get on the phone. What are you doing? Get here.
Yeah, that's
Derpy
the
has
first time hearing that it was old video. But yeah, he was. It looked like a recent video because that goofy ass hat that he has on. I swear I saw it like a couple weeks ago on one of his podcasts.
ain't he always wearing something goofy though? He's
Yeah,
kind of a
and
goofy
I
dresser.
imagine getting beat down by someone wearing a goofy ass outfit. That's just
I know.
humiliating, especially on a 3-on-1.
EA Sports, the college football game, the highly anticipated college football game, Mike. It was announced last week that Pitt, Penn State, and West Virginia will all be on there, which was weird because when they made that announcement, I thought, why
Well,
wouldn't
why
they?
wouldn't they?
Right. I mean, these are three prominent colleges. It isn't like it's
It's not like it's Weber State or some
all
shit.
right, or Dartmouth or whatever that
They're trying to get like Harvard or Yale
right.
in there.
But that's pretty exciting. I did see
I can't
that.
wait for this game to come out.
I,
I
I,
can't.
I know. I'm excited because I always thought I couldn't wait for one to come out, but now it's almost it. My waiting expired. I'm
Yeah.
not so excited anymore. I'm older. I don't know if I'm gonna get the video game and play it, but I think
Oh,
it's cool, and I'm glad that they did
I
finally.
I like it too because I'd always build up my program, have my main Penn State roster, then I'd go and pluck up like Louisiana Lafayette or FAU and make them into a powerhouse.
Yeah, and
It's fun. I like it. I've always liked the college football game better than Madden, especially
college
for
football
like
games are
the
always more competitive too. I've always felt it being a little bit more difficult to win in the college video games than it was in like in Madden or the any
yeah,
NFL game. It was more competitive,
yeah. I like that game so
challenging,
much.
if you will. Derpy said, "Old or new? It's surprising to me."
He was breaking up a fight, Derpy. He's trying to be a
Can't
peacekeeper.
wait to put 100 on Penn State as Ohio.
Shut up, Derpy.
There you
I'll,
go. We could put it on Twitch. You two could play
oh
a
God, no,
game,
that'd be
Madden
terrible.
or college football, Penn State versus Ohio State, and we'll put it on Twitch. And I'll announce the game. I think this will be good
I'd do it.
because you could do it from where you're at, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You could play from your house, and Derpy could play from Romper Room,
yeah.
and I'll announce the whole thing.
Oh God, we would break Twitch. We'd break the all-time stream record.
The NFL, they're debating, Mike, on trying out the new kickoff rule this upcoming season in
I saw
2024,
that.
taking a page out of the XFL. Was it the XFL or the UFL? One of those two.
It was one of those two.
But you're a fan of this. You liked this the whole time. You thought that that rule was a good rule, and you'd like to see that change, wouldn't you?
I would love to see that change. I think it's going to be. I like the format. It generates actual kickoffs. Something that's we've missed. Read what is it like? Returns were down 22% from last year to this year. The new fair catch rule, and they want to have more kickoffs. They want to cut down on the injuries on the kickoff, and they're trying to find that medium. And I think this kickoff rule that they're going to take from the UFL, I like it. It's exciting because you actually have actual kick returns. We just put Devin Hester in the Hall of Fame for being a kick return specialist. Make it, a viable part of the game again.
I would love to see kickoffs be part of the game again. I like kickoffs. I like the kickoff return. I like I liked everything about it. You have 11 guys streaming down the field. You got 10 guys trying to block them, and then one of the best athletes trying to break the play and make something happen. It was always one of my favorite part of the games. I was sad to see what happened, the turn of events to make it what it is today. Um, so we'll see. We'll see if that happens. We'll see if it makes the game better.
It people love kickoff returns for touchdowns.
It's a
And
it's a fun
the
part.
big return too, like that swings momentum.
Yeah, I
Bring
tell
it
you what,
back.
Derpy, are you real sick, Derpy? Because Derpy's doing exactly what he's on the show, but he's just writing instead of talking right now.
I love it.
I
That's
could kill
derpy.
him.
That is derpy.
Um, Terry Hanratty, former Steeler quarterback, two-time Super Bowl champion in the '70s, backed up Terry Bradshaw. Was on a podcast the other day, and he made the comment that a high person for a NFL football team is very excited about the quarterback Drake May coming out of North Carolina, comparing him, saying Drake May is Ben Roethlisberger with better movement. Um,
Um,
I do want to start by saying this. I looked through the list of the half dozen quarterbacks that are going to be the top quarterbacks in the draft this year. I'm not impressed with any of them. I got to tell you, not one of these people excite me.
no.
Yeah, the guy from Michigan, if they didn't win the national championship, his name wouldn't even be on this list. The other guys, I just don't think. But Drake May is one guy that I really feel was really consistent throughout his college career. Is he a Ben Roethlisberger with better move? And I think that's we have to
Yeah.
wait and see on that. But anybody in this draft, Mike, and I know we talked about this before, but anybody in this draft that you would you would make that big splash to get just to have this guy to be your future quarterback?
Mm, no. No.
Because I'm going to be
None of
honest,
them are like like May has potential. I think Daniels has potential. To me, Caleb Williams, he's hit or miss. You're
I
either going to
think so
get a
too. I
damn
don't,
good player or he's just going to be bad. I think May and Daniels might be your two that there could be something there. Drake May, he has 2 years of success. Daniels, he has that 1 year, but he had a really good year. So it's not going to be like a Kenny Pickett
and then
situation
there's like
where
the
he had that one
bow.
good year that wows everyone. So it's like I'm watching film breakdowns of all these quarterbacks from like ex quarterbacks that are breaking down film and they point out like body mechanics and all that fun stuff. Like Drake May and Daniels are the two I'm leaning towards now based on what the ex players are saying. But I still like I'm not sold that they're in that
In
like
this
Peyton
group,
Manning, Drew Brees, Ben Roethlisberger, or
in this group, you have
Rogers type
the two guys from the
class.
West Coast, Bo Nix, and you have
Michael Penix.
Phoenix. Not impressed with these two
No.
guys at all. At all. If these guys are, like I said, or what's in your top six
Mm,
quarterbacks, Caleb Williams, again, I think, as you stated, I think he's hit or miss. And I got to be honest, the kid from LSU, until last year's championship
yeah.
game, I wasn't really aware of him too much, and then people started telling me he was great, and they didn't get back this year. There's just something about him. I think
Yeah.
there's missing pieces that I'm not too thrilled with. Of these guys, Drake May, I think I kind of thought that from the beginning, and then Terry Hanratty had said that, and I thought, you know what, I bet you he's probably going to be one of the better ones of this group because again, there's nobody in this group, as you stated. There's no Peyton Mannings. There's no as we know at
Yeah.
this moment, somebody could come
I
along
don't
and
even feel there's like a CJ Stroud that can step right in and do what Stroud did.
right.
I I I think some of these quarterbacks need to sit a year, but some of those guys are already 24, 25 years old. So you're already wasting years. But like Drake May, Janie Daniels, they're younger, so you can sit them for a year or two and let them watch. But I those are the two I'm leaning towards right now. Me, Williams. If Williams hits, I think he can be really good. But to me, it's all or nothing with him. It's the way he plays. I think he's all or nothing. Where the other guys, like if they don't pan out, I think they can be nice little backup quarterbacks.
Right.
But for me to like be able to mortgage my team, my future to go get one of these guys, I just don't see it.
Uh, the quarterback market is scarce right now, Mike.
Yeah,
And here's the thing: it's kind of where we're at. We kind of need to make a move and go after that guy. So we kind of have to sit on our hands and be
yeah.
patient
I
and
think it
and
would be
not
better
rush the
to,
wrong move
yeah,
because you get yourself in another situation. Now you have Kenny Pickett, and then you have the guy that comes along and maybe the next Kenny Pickett backing him
yeah,
up. And then
yeah,
where do you go?
yeah,
What's the next move?
yeah. This is to where I think where you do the Steeler way. You are patient. with the quarterback position, build up everything around it. So when you eventually do get your guy, you boom, you just roll, you make that huge jump. Well, I don't want to keep resetting every year, every 2 years with a rookie quarterback. So just build the team around him. And if you can, we quasi can win with Kenny. We've seen it. It's a struggle. The games are tight, put a lot of pressure on the defense, but you can win with him. You can win with Mason Rudolph. It's enough to keep you competitive, but not enough to get you to over that hump. But just build around the team. Build a team around to where if you find you draft a quarterback in the fifth, sixth, seventh round and you hit on them like a Brock Purdy or Tom Brady. I know those are wild expectations, but you know what I mean. Hit on that late round quarterback, hit on a free agent who comes up in the market. So you have the team established, or maybe Kenny makes that jump, or maybe Rudolph resigns makes that jump. I'd focus on building the team, kind of like we did those whole years before we got Ben. You saw what Tommy Maddox was able to do. Wasn't the greatest, but got us in deep playoff runs. So build that team up, build the offense, build the defense up, and then you'll find that quarterback along the way.
I have a chart here, Mike. I did show you over the week. I did see you momentarily here and there, and I spoke to you about a couple things. And this is a list, guys. This is a list of last time each team started a rookie quarterback in a game in the NFL. Just kind of going along with what we're talking about. In 2023, these teams started rookie quarterbacks at some point. The Panthers, the Cardinals, the Bears, the Browns, the Raiders, the Colts, the Texans, Giants, Titans, and Vikings. All those teams started a rookie quarterback last season. Next tier down is 2022. The Steelers, of course, the Falcons, 49ers, Ravens, Patriots, Dolphins, and Washington. They all started rookies in 2022. That's half of the teams right there in the league in the past 2 seasons. Before that, 2021, the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Saints, and the Jets all started rookies. In 2020, the Bengals, the Cowboys, the Chargers, and Philly started rookies. 2019, only Denver and Detroit Lions started rookies. Now going back, these are the teams that started. It's one team a year. 2018, the Bills started a rookie. 2017, the Chiefs started a rookie. 16, the Rams. 15, the Buccaneers. 2012 was the last time the Seattle Seahawks started a rookie. And the longest tenure team, when the longest time without starting a rookie quarterback in this league, Mike, there's one team left that I didn't mention, the Green Bay Packers. And that year was 1987.
Jeez Louise.
Talking about understanding how to bring along a quarterback. The Green Bay Packers had not started a rookie since 1987. But boy, do they do it right, because every time one goes away, they already have that next guy who's backing that quarterback up. Brett Favre was being shadowed by Aaron Rodgers. When Favre hung it up, it was time for Rodgers to move in. He did. Rodgers had a great career. You bring in Jordan Love, have him shadow Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers walks away. It's time for Jordan Love. If there's any team that knows how to go through the cycle and process of developing and getting your guy, your starting quarterback, your franchise quarterback ready, it's the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
No question about it.
Yeah, that's just insane. That's just like drafting the guy and letting him sit on the bench. That's what you got to do.
and they get these really, because I remember Aaron Rodgers coming out of college, and he was this good quarterback. Somebody could have took him and threw him into the Wolves, and who knows what would have happened. But this team, this organization, this franchise, Green Bay, they have it down pat. This is how you take and handle quarterbacks. You see what happened to the Pittsburgh Steelers. We had a Hall of Fame great. We didn't do what they did. He retires. Now we're kind of in this limbo, and who knows how long it's going to take, Mike.
Yep. This is why I'm kind of like, I wouldn't be opposed to taking, if he's there in the 4th round, 6th round, Jordan Travis. Dude out of Florida State. I wouldn't, put him on the bench for a couple years and see what happens.
About somebody who had less success than Kenny did, though. I mean, he had
that's why I'm saying, like in the 6th round, if he's there floating in the 6th round.
Before that, you got to think Florida State stunk.
Yeah.
As I remember just last year, my friend who's a Florida State fan, Florida State's going to be so good next year. And I was very, very suspicious and hesitant because they stunk for years. And then all of a sudden, this dude Travis comes along. He has one good season. He gets hurt. Did he get hurt? No, the receiver got hurt, right?
No, he got hurt.
He got hurt.
Yeah,
Somebody
he
got
got
hurt.
hurt. Yeah,
Hey, good morning, Ron.
he's a fifth year senior. Let's say he started his sophomore year. Well, yeah, because his first sophomore year he played 8 games, then 10, 13
And
his
it's wild
junior
with these
year.
quarterbacks, Mike. You know
Yeah,
how we were kind of getting on Kenny for being 40 when he got
yeah.
drafted.
That's how old this
Now
guy
with the
is,
way
but
these quarterbacks are staying in college
oh,
longer,
forever. Yeah.
and with the NIL money, and they're, you know what, I'm going to make more money doing this. If I, it's going to be, we're going to have rookies that are in their 30s before you know it.
Yeah.
It's going to be Chris Weinke
What's his
all
name?
over again.
The one guy that the Browns drafted all those years ago. I forget. Forget his name. But yeah, like I like as a sixth round pick, I wouldn't be opposed to him, but not a first round, second or third rounder. But you can like, let's say fifth, sixth round. Yeah, put him there, see what happens. But like, there's none of these quarterbacks I'd really take up in the first round.
Trade proposal for Mac Jones to go to Denver. I heard this is close. I don't know if they pulled the trigger or it didn't happen. The last I read was Mac Jones. It's a good possibility he's going to be going to Denver.
Yeah, that's a rumor I've been seeing as well. Is him
Uh,
linked to Denver? I don't know why Denver would make that trade.
and on the other side of that, Russell Wilson comes out and says he wants to win 2 more Super Bowls.
Yeah, 2 in 5 years. Good luck with
Yeah,
that. Trying to beat KC.
yeah, same division. I mean, it's in place for him. Um,
I like the confidence. You like to hear that from someone, but
yeah.
realistically, it's going to be tough.
Hey,
But hey,
Brian on the board.
if you want to take a veteran minimum contract, which is what he's saying too, come to Pittsburgh for the vet minimum.
Yeah,
You know what? Yeah, the numbers he put up last year, my God, he on this team would be. We had a nice little squad there. Like what, 30 some touchdowns, only a couple interceptions. I'd take that.
another speculation. Chiefs looking to sign Mike Evans.
That would be a game changer. A Hall of Fame wide receiver joining that squad. And they're going to have a lot of cap space. With the cap going up this year, Mahomes going to restructure his contract. But yeah, I don't know, man. They have a lot of their own free agents they need to sign, like Legere
Right, they do have
Sneed,
a right.
The big nose tackle, Chris Jones. But if they can make it work and get Mike Evans, and the way
Well,
Rashee Rice came along at the end of the year, oh my God, that offense is going to get even better.
however, though, you do look at the salary cap is getting raised to 255 million, Mike. It's a $30 million increase.
Mm-hmm.
This will certainly help matters trying to get guys signed, things
Yep.
like that. Do you think that's a fair increase for the salary cap in the NFL? Do you think that's where we should be?
Yeah, I'm surprised I actually want that high, but I know they had like money the teams were getting back. They set aside a few years ago for contingencies, so they're getting that money back. And this plus the way the league has grown, like $250 million. You have no excuse not to put out a winning team out there.
Yeah.
And what TJ Watt there's already counting for like what 25%, 30% of our salary cap.
You know him, and who's the let me
It was like him, Minka, and Cam are like 30% of the salary cap.
give me a moment just to pull this up. If this one doesn't grind your gears, because we do talk about Cam Hayward and TJ Watt and Minka, taking all this money up on the defense while we're kind of strapped for money right now. We're trying to build a team. And if I could ever get off this page, the comment that Cam put up on Twitter last week or the other day.
Oh,
Yeah,
is
if I
that
could.
about the
Yes, yes, yeah. Just let me
fans
try
want
to
me to
pull it.
retire,
Just let
not
me
real
pull it up.
fans or
Yeah,
something?
let
Yeah.
me pull it up, Mike.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I
I'm
gotta
sorry.
get to it.
You know how I am with Cam. You get me all fired up.
Like, I can't talk. I can't really say anything. Oh, that's what you want to talk about? Oh, yeah, Cam Hayward, just tweet between him and the da 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 da.
And then
Fuck.
I'm ready to go, baby.
Fuck. I'm almost there.
Oh,
All right, there we are. Cam Hayward. Let me scroll down.
I'm dying over here. I'm sorry.
All right, so Cam Hayward the other day says something kind of controversial, I think. This is what he tweeted on X, formerly known as Twitter. Funny how you get hurt and kill yourself just to get back to play and not be 100%. Now they want you to retire because I was hurt all year. At least I know where y'all stand. Y'all quick to forget when I'm healthy, but I look forward to reminding y'all. So, what exactly are you reminding us, Cam? What it was it one of the 5 games that you put forth a good effort and to where you're making the most money on the team. You're 35 years old. You was out with a bruised vagina for it seemed like 10 weeks through the football season. But we tend to forget when he was healthy. When he's healthy, he gets 2 tackles a game, Mike, and that's on a good game. Two
Yeah,
tackles and he falls on a guy and gets. I'm just not getting his mind. Okay, you're confident, you believe in yourself. That's fine.
but
But
this is
you
typical
cost too
Cam.
much money and you're not worth
Yeah,
it. He's not worth what it is we're paying him. Like I said, we can't build this team because we have to pay this guy this much money to make 2 tackles a game.
yeah, and to not eat up space anymore, to not take up blockers. Oh God, he's a selfish player. It's all about me, me, me.
He's a
All
very
about
interesting personality because on one hand he is selfish, but on the other hand he's not a selfish person.
yeah, you
He
like
makes
all the
me
charity
nuts.
work he does and stuff is great, but I'm like talking about on the field when it comes to the team. Like fans want to say what a great leader he is. Where's that shown? This defense, it, collapses in the big moments and in the big games, and if he's the leader, that's a reflection of him. But Joey
If he was
Porter was a leader.
producing like the guy on the Kansas City defensive line, if he was producing like Aaron Donald, this
Mhm.
tweet would have validity.
Yes.
The fact that he doesn't do that at all, he literally
No.
is not that guy anymore. The fact of the matter is, he is less than 5 years away from being a 40-year-old man. The fact of the matter is, when he wasn't injured this year,
Yeah.
he wasn't necessarily setting the world on fire. So my question is, the point I'm trying to get across is the money that he is soaking up. It's hurting this team, and he's not open to any kind of he spoke on it earlier about a month ago, and he's not really interested in working on his contract to help things out.
Yeah.
He's a waste of space right now. Cam
He
Hayward
is.
is a total waste of space. I'm not saying
He's
he's not a good guy, and that may be where he's trying to switch the narrative up here and say, well, I'm a good guy. You're supposed to love me. But at the end of the day, dude, we can't make a better football team because you're making so much
yeah.
money and doing a fraction of what you were capable of when you were healthy.
Yeah. Like he's $22 million cap hit. $22 million for what? For what? He doesn't do a damn thing out there. I wouldn't be opposed to cutting his ass.
I
Say
wouldn't either.
$10 million. Because with the dead money and the cap savings, save about $10 million. That's fine. Don't have yeah, we can find someone else on that D line to play. Like that can, be blocked 20 yards downfield. Can make one or two plays a season that everyone remembers.
And Brian, I agree. I'm just not on TJ at the moment. Can't.
At least TJ Watt will disrupt the game and have an effect on the game. You
Well,
got to
I
account
think
for
that both
him.
of these guys are. I if I was to keep one of these two, I would keep TJ Watt. But I got to tell you, both of these guys, I'm not real thrilled with. Um, but less Cam Hayward. I'm
Yeah.
very.
Like,
I'd have no problem if he was gone next season. None.
yeah, yeah. And people always wanted, people loved badmouth Ben before his last season. Oh, so he was a selfish player. Every year, it seemed like he was restructuring his contract for the team.
Right.
That's what you do. Tom Brady, restructured. Mahomes is going to restructure. Come
And
on,
then these guys,
restructure your contract to get better team
and then
people
they get
around you so
offended.
you can win.
Oh,
But he loves to be a martyr. He loves to be a martyr.
they get offended. No, I'm a great player. You guys don't appreciate what I do when I'm healthy, and blah 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 blah. That's not the case. You refuse to reconstruct your contract as players who are involved with great teams do over time
Yeah.
because it's for the betterment of the team. Guess what? You're already making millions and millions of
Yeah.
dollars.
Like you restructure Cam, you're not losing that money. You're gonna get that money. You're gonna get your guaranteed money.
I am so anti Cam right now. I can't take it. I thought
And
that,
we and
that,
we're
that
hugely anti Cam. And this is even, help the team, Cam. If you want to win, help the team.
and
Take
that's the
less
he's
money.
never going to win. He's never going to win here
No.
because he is what he is and he's doing what he's doing. And this team's it doesn't fall on the timeline.
Yeah.
Mike, he's never going to win. He's
No.
going to walk away from this game. He's going to be praised as one of these great Steeler defensive players, which I think is nuts.
But you look at his playoff stats. He crumbles in the big game, in the big
I
moment,
mean, the
and all starts
Steelers
his back.
overall crumble in the big game. I don't know what's been going on for the past, how many years, but
Well, if he's the leader of the team, people
I
want to
mean, he
say,
can only do so much. But on the other
but
hand,
like the
though,
heart and soul of the team, like we saw Joey Porter would always be getting people fired up.
yeah,
We never see Cam do that.
we don't have anybody like that. We don't have any
No,
leaders like that.
no,
Even Ryan Clark was like that. You had
yeah,
other guys that,
yeah. Like Minka Fitzpatrick reminds me, he's like that silent leader. But you need those guys, but you also need the bombastic leaders too, and they don't have that right
Cam's like a silent fart.
now.
We do got to move on though.
I
Let's
hate you.
see, Richard Sherman, no. One other thing before we move on to the Steelers. Antonio Brown is suing AB for $10 million, according to his tweet on X. I don't know what it means. I don't know what's going on, but he did announce via tweet he is suing. Antonio Brown is suing
Mhm.
AB for $10 million.
I kind of want to see this go before a judge just to see how confused the judge is.
Yeah, it's almost like when Dennis Rodman got married to himself.
Yeah, I want to see the look on the judge's face. Like, what the fuck?
Let's see.
AB suing AB.
ESPN reporting that the Bears want this from the Steelers. If this Justin Fields trade would go down, this is what the Steelers would be required by the Bears to give up: a second round 51st pick and the fourth round pick and our fourth round pick for Justin Fields.
Hmm.
Um, I, I think they're trying to they're trying to hook us onto a bad deal
Yeah,
like we did to them to get us back,
yeah,
and I'm
yeah.
not falling for it.
No, I don't think Omar's gonna fall for it either.
Justin Field, I don't know. If you're, if and I understand they're going after their young guy. They're going to get their
Yeah,
young quarterback early. But I mean, people aren't really jumping out of their chairs at
no,
this guy either. There's just something about him. I get a bad vibe from Justin Fields. I'm not saying he's not a great athlete and probably a pretty good quarterback, but I like I said, I think we have to treat this very patiently
yeah, yeah.
with
You
how we
like I,
handle
yep, yep.
finding
Just
our next guy.
yeah, build the team and then find your guy that way.
Yeah.
It's going to be a slow process. We've been stuck in the middle for a while. We can still build a good team, but like we saw what happens once you get that elite quarterback, they can take an average team, a middling team, into the playoffs. Just got to bide our time till we find that guy.
Justin Fields says the Acrisure Stadium was his favorite place to play besides for Soldier Field. He said, quote, Pittsburgh was lit. And quote, I
He's
gotta be
tried
honest.
everything to come here.
Well, I gotta admit, I don't even remember the last time Justin Fields was here.
That was his rookie year.
That's what I'm saying. Come on. What this guy know?
Hey, you know what? He had a great time here.
Yeah. So do I. I have a great time up there as well.
Yeah, you know what? Hey, you
He
know
just
what?
I don't know. I'm not thrilled. As I said, I think if you jump into him, you run into other problems. And I don't think that's where we should go. I think we have to sit on our hands. We have to wait this out, and we have to get our guy. We got to get that guy, Mike.
Yeah. And it's very rarely do you see like you get a quarterback from another team and they turn out to be better than what they were
Right.
there. It
Exactly.
can happen, but it's few and far between.
Yeah. And all the bad quarterbacks that the Bears put out over the years.
Yeah.
How many times have a Bears quarterback ever gone elsewhere and was
And done well.
successful?
Yeah. It's
You
because
know,
they tend to ruin them or
they
they
do.
over,
They taint them. They're tainted.
they do.
Of course, last week Mason Cole got cut by the Steelers. Good afternoon,
Hey,
Ralph.
Ralph.
Mason Cole gone last week. Mike, do they find that guy? I mean, of course, this is big. The center is a
Yeah.
big position. The Steelers have
Hmm.
always had that anchor. Did they find this guy in the free agency, Mike, or
There's a couple candidates in free agency I've been hearing about, and in the draft too. There's, you got JPJ in the draft, out of Oregon. You got Zach Frazier in the draft from West Virginia. Those are the two that are linked to the Steelers a lot. You also got Cedric Van Pran from Georgia. You probably get him in the third round. So you have like options there, and there's a couple guys out in the free agent market too that are, you know, that you can look at that are really good at the run game. Pass game's a little but there's options there. But I'm looking the first two rounds. They're drafting either dude from Oregon or the dude from West Virginia. Those are the
Yeah,
two.
them are the two that I see at the
But
top of
like you had,
most lists.
yeah, like I'm worried though if they pass on the center in the first. I don't know if Zach Frazier's going to be there in the second because he's rising up the draft boards.
Yeah, and our second pick isn't the 32nd pick this year. It's clear down at 51. So we did have that luxury last year of that early second round pick because of the Bears Claypool trade. So
Yeah,
it's going to be interesting. Um, yeah, I keep hearing about this kid from the Titans. I kind of am hesitant about all this Titans news. Everyone's like Arthur Smith says this guy's plays really well. This guy's, I don't know. It's not. I'm not saying I don't trust Arthur Smith. I'm just saying at this point, all the answers can't come from this Arthur Smith. I'm just sorry, but we do. We have to get our center. We're put in a position
yeah,
now, guys. That I'm sorry, Mason Cole is gone. So I think the Steelers have an idea of what they want to do. I
yeah,
don't think they would have cut him at this point and not had
yeah.
any plan. So
I'm just worried if they're stupid enough to say, "Hey, we'll move James Daniels to center. We're going to start the
mm,
bad Herbig at guard."
yeah, 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 that's not good either.
That's not good, but the center in the first two picks it is a must, unless they pick one up in free agency. So
One player that I'm not interested in at all on this team. Of course, everybody knows we need safety help, and it was made clear over the past couple of days that Damar Hamlin hopes to play for the Steelers one day. I got to tell you guys, I'm not impressed with Damar Hamlin whatsoever.
no, no,
From everything I've seen, I mean, the guy barely plays. He's a special teams
and
guy,
that's all he is. Yeah,
and when he does play, there's nothing special. And I hope they don't play that homer card and try to bring him here because
I don't think they are.
he's not the answer. And you know what? But
No,
I think the people get all crazy and shit if they find out something like this. And again, look at the way that the people in their crazy shit persuaded the Kenny Pickett draft. So it's not out of the question that they will make a move because of the hometown opinion. I just don't think that's the right move. If you're going to go
I,
hometown, I say Jordan
Jordan
Whitehead
Whitehead.
or Geno Stone, Mike from
Yeah,
Newcastle,
yep,
who just led the league in Baltimore last year. So he's
yeah.
not a bad idea either.
No, and I think with Omar Khan, he's not kind of like how Kevin Colbert was about that hometown sentimentality. Yeah, Omar Khan's all about results and getting the best players that
Well,
he
he
can
did get
find.
JPJ, you know what I mean?
Well, he turned out to be a pretty good pick so far.
But still, he was the hometown guy. You know what I mean? There was I tell you, there was a nice field of cornerbacks last year that came out, and you could look around the league and see
Yeah,
who had really great rookie seasons as
yeah.
corner. That was a really strong position
Well, that
last
was a
year.
deep draft at corner,
It
like
really
especially the
was.
top end. Jeez.
Yeah. Mike, let's move on. We got only about 10 minutes left to go in the show. I wanted to go into the Pirates a little bit. I got some Buccos, some Pitt. The Penguins, they win again last night, Mike. They beat Montreal the other night. Big night for Letang. They put string two wins together and they beat the Philadelphia Flyers 7-6. The Penguins now are 26-21-8. Flyers are 30-22-7. Brian Russ is on a 5-game point streak. He had 2 goals last night. Penguins scored on a power play. Penguins back in action tomorrow night, 10 o'clock.
Playoff hope still alive, baby. And Sidney Crosby once again making the Philadelphia Flyers his bitch.
That's right. The Philly is to Ben, or is to Sid as Cleveland was to Ben.
Yeah. It's something like in 87 games, he has like over 155 points against them or some crazy number like that.
Penguins trade Alex Nylander forward to Columbus for Emil Bemstrom. Columbus also gets a conditional 6th round pick. Is this guy anything, Mike? Anything
No,
that we should be paying attention to?
no, no, no. I don't know why that trade was made. You're swapping the same guy for the same guy and losing the draft pick.
Okay.
It made no sense.
Finally, the Penguins news. Drake was in town the other day. The singer was in town over the last week, and at some point,
Yeah.
maybe when we were sick, Drake was upset that Yarmer Yager took all the good hotel rooms. Did you see this?
Yeah, I saw that. Drake, sorry. Yager is king in Pittsburgh.
Yager, yeah, Yager has priority here.
Yeah, yeah. He brought 2 Stanley Cups here, Drake. What did you bring?
Yeah.
Nothing. And you're from Toronto, Drake. We
So
we don't
there you
care about
go.
you. Pittsburgh has
Buck
owned Toronto since 1967.
Buckos, Mitch Keller gets a 5-year extension, $77 million to Mitch Keller. And Mitch Keller was also, Mike, named again as of right now, providing everybody stays healthy,
Yep.
the opening day starter. You okay with that?
I'm okay with that. I'm worried about, we saw the drop off of Keller's performance as the season went on, especially after the All-Star break. But you know what? It's best we can afford right now, mate. He's here and he works cheap.
Yeah.
So, but the countdown clock is on to when he gets traded, Brian Hayes gets traded, and Brian Reynolds gets traded. That's a sad state of affairs. You cannot get excited about any of these signings.
Well, I got to say, I've been keeping an eye on these Pirates here in the preseason and watching some of the. I haven't watched any games yet per se, but I'm watching the lineups every day. And one thing that I'm noticing is Henry Davis isn't making the starting lineup for these preseason games. And when he is, for today, for example, they play Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
They have him batting DH. Why in the world is he like catcher repellent to the Pittsburgh Pirates? The guy was brought up, he was brought in as a catcher, did a couple other things well, but for Andy Rodriguez to go down for the season and this guy not to even be mentioned as an option to play catcher preseason, they don't have him behind the plate. They have him playing DH. What is it about this team and not letting this guy play catcher?
I have no idea. It makes no sense. I think he had like one.
I mean, is he like the worst catcher in the? I just don't understand.
I don't know. Like, let him play catcher. Let him learn and make mistakes. So you drafted him first overall as a catcher. Let him play catcher.
It's unbelievable.
It makes no sense. I think he had like one game as catcher in the preseason.
It's like they're going out of their way not to let this guy play catcher.
Yeah,
I just don't understand.
It's the Pirates, man. It's the Pirates. They're going to sabotage their best prospects. It makes no sense.
Also, from the Pirates, I do want to say they play Toronto today. They got Tampa Bay tomorrow, or on the 1st will be the next game. So if you want to keep an eye on the Buccos, see what they're doing. There was a Garrett Cole comment tweet. Let me read this to you, Mike. I just found this pretty interesting. If you will take a moment and listen to this. Garrett Cole says now, so Cole, now the Yankees ace and reigning AL Cy Young Award winner, has spent more of his major league career out of Pittsburgh, but he's sentimental about the 3 playoff seasons he experienced there. And this is what he said. I saw how much the Pirates mean to the city and the people of Pittsburgh. Cole said, I so badly wanted them to have that. I so badly want them to have that relationship with their team again. It just means so much to those fans. It really does. Do you remember that stadium on October 1st, 2013, in the blackout when Cueto dropped the ball? And then after that play, the 2 next pitches were back-to-back home runs. Russell Martin and Marlon Hayes. Mike, this city would be so thrilled to have a team that they could get excited about. And I think that Garrett Cole saying this really hits hard because he was here. He's seen it. He was a part of that. And he's seen how people were. And just being a baseball player, the reputation. This team stunk for decades.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree with Garrett Cole more, Mike, in what he's saying.
He was 100% spot on. And that quote came from the oh god, that was in that Athletic article that came out, talking about how cheap, Bob Nothing runs that organization. And, that was one of the main quotes from it is, the players see it. They see that, if you put the effort, the time, and the money into this organization, the fans will be there. They will support you.
Like the Florida Marlins, they go from worst to first and nobody shows up. It would be totally different here.
It would be different here. You saw, we were fighting just for a wild card spot, and then that place was packed.
The Marlins get to the World Series, and they have 7 people show up to the game. You know what I mean? It's just a it would be a great thing.
And we saw what happened after that season. They, nothing wouldn't spend any money to make that team better. Wouldn't allow the GM to make any trades. This town loves baseball. They love, the Penguins, the Pirates, the Steelers. They'll support them. But if you don't support the team as an owner, the fans aren't going to show up.
The Pitt Panthers guys. Pitt Panthers get back on the winning track last night. They beat Virginia Tech 79-64. Pitt is now 18-9, and they go out and they play in their black uniforms and the Pete in a blackout last night. They get a big, much needed win. They jump from 57 to 46 in the net rankings, which is a very good thing because we're concerned about this team maybe not being able to make the big tournament. They were in the high 60s last year in the net rankings when they did qualify for the tournament. Yeah. So we do have some good things going on. They play Clemson next tomorrow at 7:00 p.m. But this one was big, Mike, and they have to continue winning these games that they should win. And as I said, that they're in pretty decent shape. If they could get into the ACC tournament and do some things there, that's also going to help their way.
Yeah.
But big win last night. I believe Ralph on the board was at that game.
Yeah, they needed that one, especially after that loss to Wake.
Or 2 nights ago, I guess it would be. Yeah. Was it yesterday? I don't know. My days are all, ever since I was sick, my whole life.
My days are all messed up too.
I agree. Blake Hinson was the Oscar Robinson National Player of the Week in college basketball last week, of course. Having an amazing past 2 weeks. Blake Hinson, guys, keep an eye on him. Big thing's going to happen for Mr. Hinson, I think. Mike, why don't you go and tell everybody about the website?
The two Dum Yinzers. Over there, like I say, our socials are over there, merch are over there, blogs over there. New one up today about the draft. Kind of breaking down what people are saying the Steelers should do there and listing a couple possibilities in each round, 1 through 7. So yeah, check it out over there at the2dumyinzers.com.
Wasn't we supposed to get your mock draft today?
Yeah, that's what's up over there.
Okay,
it's
that's
like the mock draft
over there.
Not like a true mock draft, but of like, hey, first round, look at these 2 possibilities, second round, these 2 possibilities, and then breaking it down to like.
I still can't believe how much weight you lost since you've been sick. Look at you.
I do, man. I look good.
My God.
I should
nothing. Really recognize
I am. I'm like, in that movie Thinner. I'm just wasting away.
Pitt also did announce that the Backyard Brawl against West Virginia's baseball game will be at home this year. That game is on April 30th. So if you'd like to watch that Backyard Brawl baseball game, Pitt, West Virginia, April 30th. Let's do a little Pittsburgh Pirate trivia today. Mix it up a little bit. We have not done any Pirate trivia. Here we go. Mike, we'll pretend that Derpy's here.
Do we have to?
On the board, play along. Here we go. I think we'll keep it simple. Pittsburgh Pirates question, guys. Since spring is right around the corner, before you know it, another couple weeks, it'll be spring here. Let's do the Pirates.
Let's do the Buccos, baby.
Just because Derpy's not on per se, Mike, don't shout out the answer right away. Wait your turn. Here we go.
All right.
Who was the first Pirate inducted into the Hall of Fame, guys? The very first Pirate inducted into the Hall of Fame.
I know.
Mike looks like he thinks this is easy.
Yep.
I hope this isn't a trick question. Derpy, if he was here, I would go to him, but he's not. Here we go. Who was the first Pirate inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame? Cooperstown, New York. Mike, who was it?
Honus Wagner.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
All right. Here we go. Who was the Pirates' first Hall of Famer? Mike says Honus Wagner. That's the answer. That's the answer, Honus Wagner.
Hell yeah, baby.
I threw you off for a moment. I see it in your eyes for a split second. There was something that I'd said, and you were like, "Oh shit, maybe that wasn't." But yes, that is it. Honus Wagner, everybody, was the first Pittsburgh Pirate inducted into the Hall of Fame. Pretty easy one to get the Pirates things rolling. Yeah, Derpy, Ron. I think I'm finally getting the Kennywood. I thought about this while I was sick. The Kennywood comments. Maybe it's because Ken or Derpy would be somebody that you would see at Kennywood running around, jumping on the kiddie rides, eating funnel cakes, things like this. Because we were trying to make the connection on where Ron was going with this Derpy and Kennywood, but I think that's what it is. Because Derpy's like a kid. Is that accurate?
I don't. I'll have to wait to see Ron's answer.
Yeah. um, what else? Caitlin Clark, guys. Caitlin Clark, they recognize her by putting her number on the court in Iowa because she did become the all-time leading scorer in women's basketball, college
Yes.
basketball. Did you see
Well,
the
just
size of the decal they put on the floor?
yeah.
It was the size of the person's hand that was actually putting it down. I'm watching them. There's a
Yeah.
video, or a picture I have on my phone, and the person is applying the decal to the floor,
Smallest little thing
and
ever.
it's literally the hand is bigger than the decal. I thought, how in the fuck is that recognizing anybody? I wouldn't want that.
Well, hey, you know what? Like I think it was RG3 who tweeted, like, you're special when they're putting your name and number on the court when you're still alive.
No, that's true.
Yeah. So
Maybe
maybe
when
when she dies, like
maybe when she
40,
dies,
50
they'll give
years
her a
down the
bigger
line,
one.
they'll make it bigger.
Yeah. All right. All right.
By
Yeah.
then, the record will be broken like 5 times over. But hey.
Yeah. Also, one other thing I do want to say, another observation I made while I was sick: hand sanitizer kills 99.9% of the germs. Can you prove that? And is there any way that anybody could even figure that out? It kills 99.9% of the germs. And if it can kill 99.9, why doesn't it just kill that other point one?
That point one's antibacterial resistant.
And how do they know that there's only one
Well, you
germ that's antibacterial
you're just
resistant?
taking like a sample, putting it under a microscope, and you do the math.
You can't do that because I'm going to explain why. Let me explain why real quick before we go.
Oh God.
It's like the people who say that there's no two snowflakes that are alike. Bullshit. Tell me that there's not a snowflake that landed in Russia in 1943 that didn't match up with the snowflake that landed in New York City in 1987. There's zero way to ever confirm that farce that no two snowflakes are alike. I think that is one of the most stupidest things. That's what I'm saying. You kind of have to
Well,
question
that's the
these
stupid
things,
saying. Yeah, but the you can test the hand sanitizer one with germs.
but it's always going to come out to 99.9%. I
Well, you
don't
can't
think
say it's
so.
100% effective for legal reasons.
Yeah, but I think 99.9. I don't know. Just a little too sketchy for me on that one.
Well, the
What if
marketing
it only
firm
gets
got you.
90? What if it only gets 99.3%? You see what I'm saying?
It says up to.
How can you put a number if it's there's no way to prove the accuracy?
That's why the marketing team came up with that.
I know.
Marketing
Smart.
and legal got together, said, "All right, where can we toe the line here?"
So I do want to thank everybody for checking us out. We appreciate each and every one of you. We wouldn't do it without you. We want to thank everybody on the board as always. Guys, always keep it interesting. I do also want to say, we did forget, Mike, that we're live. We're live, everybody, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. right here. If you missed the show, the live show that we do every day, we take and we upload over on Spotify and podcast form at 8 o'clock p.m. You just rather listen to the show or you don't have a chance to watch it, you could always go over to Spotify and listen to the brand new show every day at 8 o'clock. Anything else before we get ready to take off,
I
Mike?
got nothing. Other than AT&T, I saw is giving $5 every customer $5 who is affected. And Merrill Hodge says Drake May is a second round pick.
All right, there you go.
So we got the great Merrill Hodge on our side, right?
Well, Terry Hanrat, I mean,
And Terry
people
Andrews.
seem to like him. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I think we would have to
That's not
do.
to say he's a bad player. It's just you don't take him in the first. If you
I just think that Steelers got to sit on their hands for the
Mhm.
moment. We want answers. We want them right now. We want to be in the Super Bowl next year, but I don't think that's the case. I think we handled the Ben Roethlisberger issue incorrectly, or the way he finished out his career
Yeah.
incorrectly, comparable to the way the Green Bay uh, decades gone by and they managed their quarterback situation perfect. We did the complete opposite. It's going to take us a little longer than it would take somebody like the Packers per se. But with that being said, Mike, anything else? Speak
I got
now, forever
nothing.
hold your
I
peace.
got nothing. I just need to rest my voice.
All right, there you go. Mike's gonna go rest his voice. We're gonna go ground Derpy if we could find him. That little rascal.
Little rascal.
And we'll be back tomorrow to do it all over again. I want to thank
Hell
everybody for
yeah.
hanging out with us again. We do apologize as the sickness as rampaging, as Mike said on YouTube and in his little post to say, you know, to let everyone know what's going on. The sickness was rampaging through the studio,
It
but we
was.
are back. We're 99.9% back, Mike.
Yes.
Just like the
Just like the
sanitizer.
bacteria.
Yeah. But for Mike at the Steelers Central Mobile Studio, myself, Derpy somewhere far away, Kennywood maybe, I don't know, and the two Dum Yinzers. Everybody have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.